Hi, welcome back to Table Rant, the only place to be if you ask me. I hope you've been having a great one. If you haven't, I'm sorry, and I hope it'll be great for you tomorrow or whenever. This is the video what I was telling you about how to bait rats in traps. So what it is, I've done a video, like a short video clip, how to do it. But I've also got an amazing story, a wild story from the start of the rats, 2009, all the way up to 2023. Can you believe that? It's insane, isn't it? You think how long that is? That's like 12 years, man. 12 years. 12 years to deal with this situation in the area. Anyway, we'll start from 2009. Coming home from work on a Saturday afternoon, half past two in the morning, half past two in the afternoon. And there's these two blokes, these two geezers. They come out of the bin area. The shutters are up. The shutters are never down because the bit you go into the shed area, it's always closed off. You can't get into it, so that bit's always locked off. So the bin shutters are up. It's with the binman just to grab the bins all the time. But these two blokes, they come out, and I'm thinking, what are they doing? It's a Saturday. There's no binman. It's not a bank holiday weekend, so there shouldn't be any binmen anywhere. So one of them comes out of this odd, like, step ladder thing. It's weird. It's shaped differently. Sort of like to get into, I don't know, skinnier areas to climb into skinny areas, into places. It's very odd. And I go to him, what are you doing, mate? He goes, one of them goes, the council's ripped me off, so I'm going around, I'm deliberately punching holes through blocks of flats, bin areas to cause rats. I says, mate, you don't want to be doing that. I live there. And he goes, like a flower pot, man. And he goes, don't worry, it won't affect you, And I'm like, he goes, whereabouts you live? The other one's gone round the corner with his mobile phone. And I say, I live at the end, mate. And he goes, no, it won't go there. And I'm like, it'll just be this end. So I'm like, okay. And then the bloke comes back running around his mate. And then, quick, we got to go. They get in a van, they drive off quickly. And then a warden van comes, a council warden van. So wardens are basically, they work on the councillors. They're to make sure that your bins are being done, there's no graffiti on walls, there's no crime area, or if there's no antisocial behaviour going on if the police aren't there. Sort of like, say if someone poos or pees on a staircase, it's their job to make sure it gets all cleaned up, sort of stuff, yeah? He gets out the van, this guy does, and he starts being frantic at me, going, did you get a description of them? Did you see what they look like? So I'm asking me all these random questions, and I'm thinking, mate, you're not the police. And I said, no, they were just two blonde lads, and they got into a van, and they drove off, yeah? That's the only description I've got to them. I said, no, good, mate, they've pumped the hole in there, so you're going to need to fix that. And he looks at me very oddly and goes, they won't do that for ages. And I'm like, okay. So I don't think nothing of it, because there are no rats. There's no rats in the bins or nothing. Right, now I'm going to bounce to 2012. I'm in my mate's flat. He's a neighbour. He lives down the other end, 2 floors up, but he's directly above the bin shed. And we're watching TV, and all of a sudden he turns the TV down because he's got a phone ringing, and then I hear this in his wall, in the corner of his window, above his window, like the wooden window beam or wall beam going along his window. And I'm like to him, mate, what's that? He goes, we got rats. I'm like, seriously? He goes, yeah, we got rats. Because I've forgotten all about it, do you know what I mean? I'm a busy person. And I'm like, whoa, it sounds like something out of a horror movie. He goes, yeah, there's a hole round the pipe. The council know about it, but they haven't done anything about it. I'm like, whoa, mate, that's proper sketchy. He says, when I turn the TV back on, it goes away. But when I turn the TV off, mate, you can hear it. It's just screeching and scratching away. It's like their teeth and their claws are scratching away. It's a nest in the wall. I'm like, whoa, mate. Anyway, I don't think nothing of it. That's that. Now let's bounce to 2014 to 2016. This is where it gets odd. I get a job at the council, so I'm like a warden cleaner, and I go to this estate where this warden I met back in 2009. I'm pulling out all these bin areas, and I'm noticing rat traps under the bin areas, and I start to notice sacks tied around the pipes. And I question him over it. He comes over to see how we all are, and I say, mate, well, one, I say, we seem to be doing more around your bin areas than we do in the actual staircases. The bin areas seem to be always messy. And I said, why is there sacks round pipes? And I said, why has people set rat traps underneath the bins? Surely they'd pull the bins out and then put the shutters down to keep the rats, to try and get the rats. Oh, no, they're not doing that. And I said, why not? He goes, oh, because people won't put the rubbish in the bins. I said, mate, by the look of your bin areas, we do more cleaning in your bin areas instead of the staircases or the foyer areas. So you banging on about people not putting rubbish in the bins, I don't think it's going to make much difference, to be honest with you. And he just looks at me, he gives me a dodgy look. And then I said about the sack, and he goes, oh, that's just there. Those sacks, what you see around the pipes and all the other bin areas as well, they're just there to keep the pipes warm. I'm like, okay. And me and my work colleague, we look at each other and we're like, So we go back to the van, and my work colleague mate's like, what's he going on about? What's he talking about? There, sacks to insulate pipes. He must be sniffing something, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we said, well, yeah, because at the end of the day, if there's pipes to be insulated, you just put those round padded installations round your pipes to insulate your pipes. Anyhow, I've had enough working for these lot. 2016, I'm gone. I've had enough of them. They're doing my head in. 85% of the wardens, they're useless, they're lazy, they don't do nothing, they're just hiding in community rooms. Do you know what, right? Personally, they need to get rid of the wardens, and they need to put privatised people in to go and do the jobs, so that you're getting the jobs done. Not the cleaning side of it. I think the cleaning side of it can still be done by the councils, but these wardens who are supposed to go and get graffiti off walls, you get a private company or private companies in to do the graffiti off the walls, to go and fill holes and stuff on the outsides and stuff. You can get someone private in to do that, do you know what I mean? Or you could employ a couple of extra cleaners to make sure bin areas are all kept up and nice and clean and tidy, all year round. But nope, we've got these lazy wardens who are pointless. Anyhow, I've left there. I've got a job now somewhere else. And my kitchen wall starts cracking up. Don't worry, it's not the rats. I'm coming out of the rat bit for a little while, and I'll go back into the rat bit, but I have to explain this bit to go back into the rat bit. My wall's cracking up in the kitchen, and it's to do back in 2010. I've had a kitchen fitted by the kitchen fitters, and this kitchen fitter, for some reason, decided to take my air vent off the wall and stick a kitchen cupboard over it, and over the other side of the wall is an air brick, so that's to ventilate the kitchen and ventilate the walls. So now the air isn't coming through the kitchen anymore, it's just going straight behind the kitchen wall. The wall's cracking up, and I remember the painter and decorator back in 2010, after he decorated the place, he said, oh mate, you shouldn't have put a kitchen cupboard on your wall like that. You shouldn't have taken the air vent down. You're going to get cracks in the walls. And 6 years later, it starts happening. So I get on the blower. This bloke comes, he's an inspector. He's not actually a plasterer or a painter and decorator. He's just come out worried, thinking the building on one side could be going down, because my block's on the end and it could be going down. They say if it starts to collapse down, walls start cracking and stuff. He goes, oh no, it's all right, it's not that, it's all good, don't worry about it. I said, mate, no it isn't. I'm telling you now what it is. Oh no, don't worry, it'll be okay. All you got to do is, because they replaced it then, they put like this fan thing in my wall. And I said, mate, I've had that on continuously, it isn't reaching the side wall. So it's not going round, it's not doing an L-turn, it's just not reaching. And he says, no, it'll be okay. I said, it isn't working. You know what I mean? He doesn't take any notice, so I put him up on it. I said, oh, one more thing. Our walls have never been insulated. I've been here over 10 years. I've never seen the walls insulated. So I'll give him his due on that one. He does go and get the walls installated. Going to go back into the rats now. All of a sudden, we get loads of rats in the communities, in the gardens, and in outside areas. There's loads of them. They've had to come out and they've had to put fruit rat poisoning down everywhere in areas. They've had to fence off things outside. I think, personally, they were rats in our walls, where the walls have been insulated, and these rats have fleed out of that hole and gone. They're living outside, but they're just living around the area now. There was we were seeing them in daytime. They were just daytime, and they were in groups running everywhere. It wasn't just like the 1, 2. When you'd see them, there'd be like 3 or 4 of them together. But midnight, if you'd go out like really late at night, loads of them, mate, in people's front gardens, just running around on the walls. It got dealt with. They did deal with it, because it was a big problem. That was it. Done it. Defeated them, by the look of it. All done. All gone. Yeah. Next, what happened was this is now 2023. We get that warden I was telling you about before, what I noticed on his estates and who I met in 2009, come onto our estate, and I'm like, oh no. What have we got him for? He doesn't know what he's doing. He just sits in his van. He goes to sleep. Oh, you're having a laugh. Anyhow, come September, I catch him outside my bin area. He don't do bin areas. I remember when I was there, I used to clean the bin areas back then, and we were taking more time putting rubbish into bins and separating recycle rubbish back into recyclable bins when we were focusing on tenant staircases and foyers and their landings or corridors, yeah? And I'm thinking, mate, you never do bins. You just sit in your van and go to sleep. You don't do nothing. He says hello to me because he knows me. You know, he can't ignore me from working with him. And come September, I mean, I say come September, he's left. He's at the end of September. He's gone. He's gone back to his old estate. And I'm thinking to myself, we've got a new warden. Well, she's not new. She's been with us before, but she was doing another area. She's only part time. You know, she's in her own little world, oblivion. And we start getting rats October in the bins. It's not a little thing, it's a big thing, and everyone's getting worried about it. You know, every time we're going down, I'm going down, the neighbours are going down. We're going to the rubbish bins, we're putting the rubbish in the bins, and you're hearing them like in the bins. It's like, oh. Anyhow, November, right? I kid you not, late November, I'm playing on my games console, and then all of a sudden, above me, the window, just like my neighbours, I'm hearing a ee, ee. I'm like, mate, what's that? It's not even windy outside, and it's ee, ee. And I'm like, nah, we've got rats. Nah, it all starts popping back into my head, doesn't it? You know, bits here, bits there, boom, 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 boom. So I get on the phone to him. It's a Friday afternoon. I'm saying, look, we've got rats. We've got a proper where they're in the bins as well. They're always in the bins. So when you come out to check and you're going to see them in the bins. And what my neighbour's with me, this is another neighbour. He goes, oh, what do you think will happen? And I said, mate, seriously, what's going to happen is they're going to get the dopey warden come out Monday morning, come into my home and try and listen out to rat sounds. 9:30 in the morning, knock, knock. Hello, oh hello, I didn't know you lived there. I was thinking, mate, don't be buttering me up. I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to butter me up so you don't have to do anything, yeah? I take her into the living room and we're listening to the sounds. And she goes, do you know, this is what really, really gets right up my nose. Yeah? This is sick. It's disgusting. Yeah. She goes, oh, there's a hole in the bin area around the pipe. We know there is, but we're just, you know, and I'm like, if you know where it is, why aren't you sorting it out? you know, I'm starting to get my memory back again slowly of all this, what's going on back in 2009. Because I've had a lot of jobs. I've moved around here and there, different scenes, different places, different environments, different people. You know, taking this in, taking that in. You know, your memory goes. It's in other places, and she goes, yeah, we're just waiting on." It's like, waiting on what? It's her job. She's supposed to be doing it, to be honest with you, but she's got no intentions of doing it. And it's just, "Oh, leave it with me." And that was it. Nothing. Didn't hear a dicky, but I knew there was no one was coming. I knew. It's like, you can't butter me up. I used to work for you. Like, I know exactly what you lot are all about. I know you're just going to disappear and vanish and think we're just going to, you know, we're just going to ignore it and nothing else is going to happen. That's like, I don't think so. So I've got a load of the, you know, the rat traps, the ones that look like triangle tile Rexes, they call Rex traps. I've bought a few of those. I've got them set up in the. I've pulled out the bins. I've done it. I've pulled out the bin areas. I pulled out the bins out of the bin sheds. Yeah, I've set them up, and I've put the shutters down. Unfortunately, there's a gap, a big line. Well, not a big line, but a long line gap for them to still get in and get out. You know what I mean? So the bins are to the one side. She's crafty, this warden. She comes running back out a few days later because she sees what I'm doing. She knows I'm not going to back down. She knows it. So she goes and puts yellow paint, because you've got two steps that go down and then you've got the bin area. So she puts yellow paint on the steps just to let people know there's rubbish bins there and someone could be throwing rubbish bins over the walkways. Do you know what I mean? But she's still got no intentions of getting that hole fixed. So it's like, right, okie dokie then. So I don't catch anything. I've watched the YouTube videos, read the instructions of what you got to do with them, and I'm not getting nothing. I'm bouncing over the walls. I feel like I want to headbutt the walls. I feel like I want to kick the walls, but I don't let it get to me, because this is my new project. This is what I've got to deal with. I know I've got to deal with it. If I don't deal with it, we're going to get an infestation of rats. So, I've got one rat trap. I've put chocolate in it, peanut butter, and cereal. And I do get one for a day and a half later. It takes a day and a half later to get it. I get it. And I go down, I see it, and I'm like, okay, this is real. This is actually happening now. I've got one of them. I've put my gloves on. I've picked it up, and it's dangling. Its head's in the trap, and its body's dangling with its tail. And there's two nipples on it, and I'm like, I've got a female. Bonus. So I've dropped it in the bin. I was like, but I'm still not getting them. I'm still not baiting them. And what I do is I'm coming back from the supermarket, and it dawns on me. I'm going to play you this video now. It's only a 2-minute video. It's going to show you exactly what to do if you've got traps and you've baited the traps with peanut butter or whatever, but you're not getting them. This is exactly going to show you how you get them. Okay, I'll play it now for you. Right, this is how you do it. Yeah, you see that trap there? If you've got these traps and you've just got it set up like this, it's not going to work. They're not going to go for it. They're not stupid, and they'll go in their formation where they need to go. However, if you set up a trap like this, smear a tiny bit of peanut butter and just a little bit of peanut butter in there like that, and you camouflage them in leaves like this, you're going to get them every time. Even indoors, if you've got them indoors, set your traps, these traps, if you've got them on any trap, I think, but make sure you've got them camouflaged in leaves, because the leaves, they're a game changer with rats. They go for it every time. Trust me, I was getting 2 at a time. I had full traps set out, but 2 places they kept going to after a while, because I had them camouflaged in leaves every time. It took me a day and a half to catch her, and I was putting all sorts in it. I was putting peanut butter with cereal and bits of chocolate, and one caught in the end, but it took too long. Here, when I did this is what you do with these traps, or any trap you've got, you camouflage them in leaves. Trust me. I'll come out of the video now and I'll explain to you the reason why it was working, okay? Did you enjoy that? I hope you enjoyed it. And that's how you do it. That's how you get them. That's how you bait them. That's how you trap them. Yeah, it dawned on me coming back from the supermarket. I was walking back with a bit of shopping and I watched one. It was, you know, rats when they're out in the open, they get like really scared and jumpy, don't they? I watched it, ran, and there was a big pile of leaves on the floor where the council had been sweeping up in the corner and just waiting for the rest of the leaves to fall. Boom, in it went. Boom, straight into the pile of leaves. So that's how I was getting it. That's how I was getting them. I was getting um two rats every. I was checking every 6 hours, and I was getting two rats every 6 hours. You're probably not going to believe me, none of you, but I'm going to put the pictures up now to show you. Don't get squeamish, look away. But most of them, they're just most of them. They're asleep. They look like they're asleep on the floor because I've taken the traps away from them. There's a couple there with traps on. Um, yeah, that was how I found was the best way to capture them was to put leaves over the traps. Yeah, they probably think it's safe for them to go. If they're smelling peanut butter or they're seeing peanut butter slightly in a trap and they see that, they are going to go for it straight away because they think they're safe, and boom. I put the picture up of the big one. This big one, yeah, I got it by its chest and I got it by its tail. There's a photo of it on there. They go by some kind of like, I don't know, what would you call it? A rotor or they go by a pattern, a shift pattern. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'd always used to hear it scurry along because it was a big one fitting itself through the cavities of the wall. And then once I'd got it, it stopped. It was gone. I knew then that was it. I'd got it. Once I got up to 12 catches, I went to the council office, banged on the door. I know them, they know me. So at the end of the day, and then the senior warden come out to see me. And then when I started showing them the photos on my phone, woo, went all flower pot man again. Ooh, another flower pot man. Oh, where have you got them? He was worried because he knew I got loads of information to have it on him. So I'm having a conversation because I used to work for him. We did used to get on well together, one another. And he says, "Oh, don't worry. Monday, I'll come and sort it out. I'll get it filled and all that." He doesn't. Nothing happens. Nothing at all happens. And it's taking longer to catch him because I'm getting them now sort of every 2 days because I've got the main lot. Then I get smaller and smaller. But I'm getting worried because I think maybe they'll start clocking it and they'll just start using the bins. This is my worry about it. So pest control does finally come out. So his adaptation of I'll get the whole field was getting pest control out. Pest control comes out. I go down to pest control. I lift the shutter up. Beautiful, one's in the trap, nice one. And he looks at me to say, "We shouldn't be doing that. It's like tough. No one's doing anything. We've got an infestation in the walls. End of." And I show him the hole. I said, "Look, mate, there's the hole. There's the problem. It's round the pipe. It needs to be done. Oh, I'll take a photo of it." And I thought that was going to be it. They were going to, come out and sort it out. No one came. Nothing come. Yeah, nothing come. So in the end, me and my neighbour, we went around the estate. Someone had fly tipped in a bulk area. If you don't know what a bulk area is, it's where tenants dump their old furniture to be taken away. And what had happened is someone had fly tipped a load of stuff in a bulk area, and it was like rubber roofing stuff. So what I did was it fitted in the gap. I fitted up the gap, so that was it. When they come down, that was it. They're just going to go for the peanut butter now, regardless. And they were, because what I noticed was when I pulled the stuff away, because you'd have to pull it away to lift the shutter back up. When I pulled it away, one had been nibbling on the rubber. So this one wasn't stupid. It was trying to get out to the bins, and it couldn't now. So it must have gone for the peanut butter and got it. But they were taking longer and longer to get. So what happened was, I got a spanner. I had a bag of spanners, yeah, like from Poundland, £3 for 10 spanners. So you're looking like at a 20p spanner. I looked at the bin sheet, and all it was just cheap little bolts, and I just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Came down, mate. I was holding the World Cup. I was like this. It went in the bin. It went straight in the bin. Proper job done. That was it. But this is what winds me up. She's saying, oh, there's a hole, but she can't even be bothered to get a spanner to unspanner a bin chute, what nobody uses. We don't use the bin chutes anymore. They've been out of service for years. They were never in service when I was there, when I first moved in. So we can get a step ladder up there now and seal the hole. But my mate says, no, you can't just do it. He said, you're going to have to get rat mesh. Because when you get rat mesh, it gets their claws and teeth and they hate it. So my mate got up there, he filled it, bless him. He was going not nuts. He was going, oh, mate, it's grease. There's rat grease up here. There's rat slime up here. Oh, mate, what's all this? And I said, mate, you wanted to do it. I said, I was more than happy to finish my work off. It's all my work, most of it. He says, oh, no, don't worry about that. I'll deal with this. I'll deal with this. And he did it. He filled it up, and then we plastered it up. We didn't tell the council or nothing. Didn't say nothing. We just went back to our normal days, innit? Do you know what I mean? Still, nothing got done. A year later, it went over a year. The councillors are knocking on the door for their precious little jobs, aren't they? So I put it on them, told them the situation and everything. And within a week, it got filled up. It got blocked off. So the wardens had no intentions, housing officers had no intention of doing nothing. It must have been the councillor must have got in contact with him to get it all sorted. It got done, and that was it. But yeah, so I hope my 2-minute video will help people out there who are suffering with rat problems. Maybe you know where they are outside, or unfortunately, if you've got them inside, set them up and just bring leaves in from outdoors and just cover your traps up with leaves. You're going to get them. There's a YouTube video called Twins Rats. They're American. They're amazing. They go on the buildings, they go on the roofs. They've got some equipment. It's amazing, and they also do expensive rat traps. They're the best. They're the best ones to get if you don't want to put leaves over your rat traps. If you don't want to do what I do, and yeah, get theirs. They're expensive. They're not cheap, but I hate to say it, Twins Rats. Any rat trap, as long as you cover them in a pile of leaves and you've got the bit set up with the trap and the peanut butter, it's a game changer. I've got on YouTube looking for rat traps being camouflaged in leaves. I haven't seen anything. I've seen these pointless, block rat trap things where they're like a tunnel and then you've got a rat trap in the middle. It's like, do me a favour. I bought one to test it. They didn't go near it. It was a complete and utter waste of money, do you know what I mean? But then again, saying that, those Rexes probably would have been a waste of money if I hadn't camouflaged them in leaves, But I did, when you camouflage them in leaves, these rats, they think they're safe. They really, really think they're safe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want my channel to grow, right? I'm getting loads of people on my shorts, yeah? Please like and subscribe and start watching the videos. There's a lot of information in my videos that are good. This is a good one if you've got a rat problem. If you like ghosts, I went to the most haunted place in Southampton, and trust me, there was an eerie feeling in there, as well as my experience with ghosts. So I put one story, my story, into a ghost walk around, and a beautiful, but not only that, it's a building to enjoy. The building's beautiful. Oh, breathtaking building inside. I've got advice on the TV license. I've challenged Chili John Carly. I do midweek rant outs if I get enough comments and enough subscribers. I want my channel to grow because I want to go to Phuket. I want to go to Patong. So any of you super rich people out there, please come and invest in me, yeah? Because I want to go on holiday. I want to go. I tell you what, yeah. If I can afford to get into Phuket again, Patong, and I start showing people around, filming it and all that, and the prices, British invasion. I tell you now, it's the British invasion. I hate to say it, but our country right now, we're being macked off by people saying that we need to pay £5 or £6 for a pint, or £5, £6 for a bottle of beer. No, we don't. You're just scheming, scamming. You're destroying our country. Your prices are a joke. It isn't like that in these other countries. But anyway, the next story I'm going to do, this is a real story. It's not the American-Italian mafia. It's not the Italian mafia, wink, wink. It's the Spanish mafia when I was younger. To do with a relation of mine. It's a real story. It's a good story. It's an exciting story. And I've been meaning to tell it for years. Now I know how to work all this out. Yeah, I think I can do it. I think I can actually explain what happened. Do you know what I mean? I'm not allowed to go into certain other details about it, but from foreigners having fights in the pub to a fire to me going to Spain visiting long lost cousins who I've never met before in my life. Yeah, you're like when if I do it, when I do it, you're gonna love it. You know, wow, yeah. Anyway, all I can say now for now is rinse on.